Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you in the month of December, since it is Christmas time and the holiday time, about Young and Hungry Season 2, Episode 21, Young and Christmas. So, first of all, yeah, I know it's not Christmas no more. That was a couple of days ago. But I completely forgot that this had a Christmas episode. And so I'm going to talk about it. Also, now that I have HBO Max again, I can finally get out those, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Christmas and Thanksgiving episodes. But Young and Hungry is not on HBO Max. It's actually on Freeform. This show came out in 2014. And I remember, it's a pretty funny show. It's a pretty good show. It's executive produced by Ashley Tisdale. And it stars Emily Osment. So finally, she's no longer playing the best friend role or the girlfriend role. She has her own show. And it lasted for 5 seasons. And it left on a cliffhanger, and they were supposed to give them a TV movie to wrap everything up, but the network decided to be buttholes and decided to, hey, axe the show. And it's quite a shame. And no, you can't buy it on DVD, because just like any other freeform show, they don't put their stuff out on DVD for some bizarre reason. But thankfully, you can watch it completely free on Freeform. Long time ago, it was on Netflix and it was on Hulu, but they took it off and now it's on here. And that's a cool thing. Only problem is, of course, they have a lot of ads on Freeform. Sometimes you're lucky enough to get 1 or 2, but then sometimes you get dreaded with 6. And so I'm surprised I've never talked about Young and Hungry before. I'm going to hopefully try to do it next year, but I have to rewatch a couple of episodes and stuff like that to get caught up, because I've only watched this once in its entirety. And so Young and Hungry stars Emily Osment, and she plays Gabby, a personal chef to a rich tycoon dude named Alan, who she has a huge crush on. So it's the whole will they, won't they thing. And so she has a roommate named Sophia, or Sophie. Is it Sophie or is it Sophia? Sophia. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sophia. But anyway, it's not so much a huge cast, it's a small cast, but the thing is, even though it came out in 2014, it feels like that of a romance comedy from the 90s. So it feels like a 90s sitcom with a laugh track. God, I forgot this thing had a laugh track. I'm watching the show and I'm like, oh God, a laugh track. Man, that's so old fashioned. And so the characters are basically your 90s stereotypical type characters. You have Gabby, who's the hopeless romantic young girl who's trying to achieve and make something of herself. You have Sophia, who's her roommate, who's nice and has her back and a little bit sassy and everything. And they were supposed to have a Sophia spinoff and everything, but the network decided to can that too. Then you have Alan, who's the love interest and the rich tycoon dude. You have Yolanda, who is the lazy maid who is very sassy and everything. And then you have Elliot, who is sassy as well. And he plays the role of kind of the horny predator type, but he's gay. And he's madly in love with Alan, doesn't like Gabby and doesn't like Yolanda. So he's a huge stereotype. He's gay. He don't like females of any kind, no matter what. But the thing is about him, he's constantly hitting on his boss, even though he has a boyfriend. And it's weird because he's dating somebody, but he still wants to jump the bones of his boss. And that's kind of weird that they'll give him the predatory role, because normally in LGBT community, they try to make them into more of a positive light on TV and everything. So I always thought that was kind of weird. Now the intro is amazing. It's a slow motion food fight. And this was actually a really cool, funny show, and it's too bad more people don't even talk about it. But this Christmas episode is broken off into different segments because everybody has their own thing to do. And so with Sophia, she is at the mall with Gabby, and she sees this, like, I think like a Gucci purse or something like that, and it is technically about $1,000, about 999, but just shy of 1,000. And so she picks it up and she's taking a picture with it because she just wants it so badly. And so when they go to the checkout line, Mindy Sterling is playing the cashier, like an old senile cashier. Mindy Sterling has been in just about every sitcom there is, guest starring and stuff. And so I'm surprised she hasn't had her own show yet, or been part of, like, I don't think she's been part of like a main cast of anything, I don't think. And so when she rings it up wrong to like 20 something dollars. And Gabby's looking at her like, don't you do it. But of course, Sophia does it anyway. And she gets the purse, basically still ripping the store off. And so she's happy with it, but she ain't happy with it for too long because Gabby keeps getting into her head like a conscience. And so she goes back to return it. And so when she returns, she's like, I don't have the receipt. So the lady rings it up properly and sees that it was like 900 something dollars and gives her $999 in cash. Then an alarm goes off and Sophie thinks she's like arrested or something. But no, it's like the half off deal. So everything's like marked off half price. And so with the $1,000 in her hand, she sees this beautiful diamond ring and she's like, everything's half off, even this ring that's technically $1,800. She's like, yep. So of course, what does she do? She buys it. But then of course, guilt comes back again. So now it's towards the end of the episode and it's her and Gabby, and they return the ring back. And the lady's all like, oh, because she don't have a receipt no more. Her and those receipts, boy, I swear. She rings it back up, and then of course it's $1,800, so she puts it on a gift card. And so her and Gabby leave the store, but Gabby makes her put it in the Toys for Tots. And of course, Sophia's like so like heartbroken over that because she wants to buy tons of nice stuff. I mean, yeah, it is stealing from the store, but I mean, come on, if it's their mistake over and over and over, just like Sophia said, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? So the next storyline has to do with Alan, the boss tycoon, and Elliot, his assistant. At least I think he's the assistant. And so Alan's supposed to go like skiing with like his family. And so he's really happy and excited about that. It's kind of weird he's doing that on the Christmas holidays because, this is a Christmas episode because he's Jewish and everything. But we never hear anything about his Hanukkah religion. And so he's all excited he's going to go. But then Elliot, he's sad because his boyfriend went on the cruise. And so he doesn't want to spend the holidays alone, and he doesn't want to spend it with the ladies and stuff because he can't stand them. And so there's really no reason for him to hate the women. He just hates them for the sake of hating them and stuff. Well, he hates Gabby because Gabby likes Alan, but I don't know why him and Yolanda don't really get along that well. You think they would because they both like sarcastic and sassy and stuff. But anyway, so Alan pretends to hurt his ankle and has to put it in a cast so he can spend time with Elliot because he knows he's sad for the holidays and stuff. Eventually, of course, he finds out that Alan like fibbed and everything, and then towards the end, his boyfriend comes back from the cruise, so he's all happy and excited, but he still wants to jump the bones of Alan for some reason. I still don't get that. Last is the Yolanda storyline, which takes up the main focus of the entire episode. And so Yolanda, she is just like, having a good mood and everything, but then she talks to like Gabby and she's a little sour. She's drinking eggnog and she's a little drunk and talking about, I think, like her sister or something like that, and how they don't get along and how, like, they don't spend the holidays together. So Gabby, being who she is, meddles in her business. and she invites like Yolanda's sister over for the Christmas holidays. And Josh knows Yolanda's sister and all this other stuff. Well, Yolanda is not happy because they don't get along. And who's playing her sister? Jackie Harry. And she don't miss a beat. Those facial expressions, boy, I love them. And so they just bicker all the time, and her sister's kind of like, oh, you're a maid and all this other stuff, and but she's like, at least I get paid like lots of money, have a nice place, and blah blah stuff like that, and she just constantly rips on her about cleaning toilets and everything like that, and so Gabby, her and Sophie or Sophia are going to like go down to the soup kitchen and like feed the homeless and everything. And so while they're there, they notice it's like Yolanda's sister. So they're very shocked to find out she is homeless. And so Gabby, she goes and she gets Yolanda and she brings her down to the soup kitchen. And so her sister's kind of like pissed, like, did you rat me out and stuff like that? So she tells her how, she wrote a bunch of like fraudulent checks and everything else, and insurance company, and well, she's homeless and stuff. And so in comes a pastor, and played by Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar is best known for voicing John Stewart, the Green Lantern, in the Justice League cartoon, and also like Static from Static Shock, and Jack from Samurai Jack, and many others. And of course, Jack K. Harry is more famous and well known for 227 and Sister Sister. And so he's all like, well, there's a program her sister can be on, but it's $10,000 and everything. So Yolanda does not want to pay it, but she does it in a way so that her sister can have like room, board, and food and stuff like that, right? And so at some point in time, Gabby is in the soup kitchen by herself, and she overhears the pastor and Yolanda's sister talking about how they scammed Yolanda. Because, of course, Yolanda's sister heard Gabby was going to be at the soup kitchen, and so she went there. And I can't believe it, man. Like, her own sister tried to swindle her and stuff. So, of course, Gabby tells Yolanda, and Yolanda goes down there pissed. But turns out Yolanda's sister got swindled by the fake pastor dude. And so after they got the money from Yolanda, he took it and like fled. So Yolanda's sister got karma coming back to her. And the reason why she did it is because she was just jealous of hearing about how Yolanda has like this nice job and all this money. So she figured, hey, why not just steal from my sister and everything? So eventually they do make up towards the end, and they all copacetic and everything. And this was actually a pretty cool like episode. I was so glad nobody had to like save Christmas with Santa Claus or nothing like that, because it's not like a supernatural type show. It's just a sitcom, and so it's a pretty nice basic like show. Gabby's the only one who really didn't have a storyline other than her meddling in Sophia and also Yolanda's business. Bah humbug, that was a good episode. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you later. Bye.